All right, super quick training on how to take any situation and turn it around for your own benefit. So step one, we have to deal with your physiology. So that requires us to create some space away from the chaotic emotions you're experiencing. You need to create space in order to be able to deal with the situation. We need to be able to create space to breed acceptance of whatever it is we're feeling. If you try and hide away from your feelings, they get worse. If you try and repress your feelings, they get worse. And inevitably we explode at some point, which, as you probably already know, only serves to make life more difficult. So step one is to create this space, this calm. So how do we do that? We breathe. Breathing is the number one tool that you have available to you to shift your physiology. Now, this can be any type of breathing you want, but I'm going to give you two simple options. Option one is to inhale for 5, exhale for 10, and hold for 2. If that one's a little bit too difficult and you don't quite have the lung capacity or the training to do it, option number 2 is to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 6, and just repeat it, okay? But any type of calming breath work will help with that. If we can create that space, that calming effect on the nervous system, we're then in a much better position to tackle things from a psychological perspective. So this is part 2. Once we've dealt with the physiology, and we've calmed the nervous system down, we've stopped that fight or flight response, or at the very least calmed it, we can then gain some clarity around the situation and go through a psychological process of expressing our emotions on paper, because not everyone wants to talk about stuff. I talked about this in a post the other day. There are different ways of expressing yourself that don't require verbal communication, and this is one of them. It also allows us to find some order in our thoughts and to gain clarity around what we want out of the situation and what we're going to do next. So you will need a pen and a paper for this. You're going to write down the questions and you're going to answer them. Question number 1, what happened? Fully express the situation, completely unfiltered, in your own words, get it on paper, explain what happened, how it made you feel, and what was going on. That allows that expression. It allows you to get out any anger, anything you would like to say to someone but wouldn't be appropriate, do it there. Next question, why does it even matter? Why does this situation matter? What are the long-term repercussions of it within your life? Think about it, write it down. Then ask yourself, prove it. You've decided that this thing matters because all these different reasons. Can you actually prove that to be true? Can you find 3 pieces of evidence to prove that? If the answer is no, then you're going to have to start questioning the story that you are telling yourself about the situation. We are tremendous at storytelling and catastrophizing things in our head. If we do that, we can easily spiral. What this does is it gives you an opportunity to question your own narrative and decide, well, actually, I thought that, but I can't find any real evidence to back it up. So maybe I need to question this story, question this reality that I am currently experiencing, and decide whether or not it's true. Because when it's not true, things start to change. That is when you become able to take alternative actions. So your next question is, with all of that in mind, what do you actually want now? So you've gone through the situation, you've expressed yourself, you've identified the repercussions of it, you've figured out whether it's true or not. Now you're going to ask yourself, well, what do I actually want now? Now that this is done, what do I want? Why? Why do you want that? Why do you want that thing? Because knowing why is extremely powerful, because that gives you a little bit of fuel, a little bit of fire to actually go out and take action around things. If you don't know why you want something, you probably don't want it. It's just a meaningless thing, some kind of chemically driven hit, a little dopamine hit that you know you want just because it makes you feel good momentarily. If you can find a deeper why behind something, then you know it's something worth pursuing. Next, how? How could you get that thing that you have said that you want? This is where you can get creative. You can start listing off every possible action you could take, every avenue you could explore in order to get that thing that you want. And then, last but not least, what is the one step you could take towards making that happen? So pick one of those many, many actions on the how-to list, chunk it down even further, and pick one thing to do. If you can do that, then you've effectively taken yourself out of chaos into clarity and then through to creative action that will change this experience for you. This is very simple. Follow it, do it, and then let me know in the comments how you get on with it. And of course,